Right then.
Should we rest again? No, let's kill those first. This wolf is actually really taking some damage right there. You can definitely see that he's the leader, so he gets attacked first. Question is, should we maybe rearrange the party a little bit?
I'm here.
Because then we could send someone else in front. Let's get you guys back here. There's nothing up there anyways. Let's have another rest. I'm not risking anything. I'm actually going to grind a little bit. Don't know which level I want to reach before I continue with the story, or until we're going to do some stuff in Kuldahar.
Into the fray.
Maybe level 3 for everyone would be nice. But the random encounters here aren't that big, so that's nice. If it's just one marshal for each random encounter, I mean, could be that I'm just lucky at the moment. Next time I rest, there's like 1 bajillion goblins.
Into the fray. Let's
But at the moment, it kinda doesn't look like it.
onward to glorious battle.
It is a shame that we must resort to violence.
Really? It is a shame we must resort to violence. You think so?
I am prepared. I hope.
Not a problem.
We could go to Kuldahar just to be able to sell the items off of those goblins and, you know, rest at an inn
Actions must speak louder than words.
Onward to glorious
as
battle.
well. I think that's possible. I think you can get back here really easily.
Come now, let us begin.
Onward to
Because
glorious
Kuldahar
battle.
isn't actually that far from here. Okay.
Yes.
Do some stuff.
Yes.
Do some
How
stuff.
may I best serve?
Yes.
Do some stuff. And
What is it you require?
Yes.
Hey, you need me?
okay. We're actually going through arrows real quick. I should have bought like 200 or something like that for every character. And also maybe I should have gotten a ranged option for everyone. Except maybe the barbarian and the... Yeah, well, on the other hand, it's fine.
It is a shame that we must resort to violence.
These guys are
It
good
is a
tanks.
shame that
They
we must
keep
resort to
the
violence.
goblins from the ranger characters. Okay.
Let me know what you want.
I can take some stuff.
I will assist you in it.
And take the rest. So this is the old mill that the guy was talking about, I guess. So maybe... is this the path to Kuldahar? No, I think that leads into the mountains. Let's not go there. Or does it? Ah, maybe this is the path. Because there's this bridge here? Yes, this is the path to Kuldahar. You see, this is East Haven, this is the pass where we just were, and this is Kuldahar. It takes 8 hours to reach this, so I guess we can run into random encounters on this way. Let's find out.
Fighting their way through the goblin-infested valley of the pass, the survivors of the doomed East Haven expedition at last came upon the small hamlet of Kuldahar. Nestled within the roots of a massive oak tree, the tiny cottages were a welcome sight for the weary travelers. As the party approached the town,
Scrolling is
a
really
warm
slow,
breeze
guys.
blew over, chasing away the chill of the frozen pass, and carrying with it the sweet scent of cooking fires.
Alright, so Kuldahar is like a druid town. There's like this massive tree, and the tree itself radiates a aura that keeps the cold of Icewind Dale away. you can see, this is a green place.
Watch me go.
And we're stuck on a route. Of course we're stuck on a route. Hey kid. I knew you'd make it through. I just knew it. Who are you and how do you know where we're coming? I'm Nate. Arundel said that help was on its way. I've been out here every day, keeping a lookout for you. Where's the rest of the army? Are you just the scouts or something? Sorry to disappoint you, but we're alone. Alone? I thought for sure that the 10 towns would send an army to help us. Wait till Arundel finds out it's just you. Who is Arundel? Arundel's my friend. He's the oldest and smartest man in the whole world. He can talk to animals, you know. You should probably go see him. He'll be wanting to talk to you too. Very well. Where can we find this Arundel? He lives across the bridge, on this other side of the brook. Just look for the house with the 3 big rocks out the front. Thanks, Nate. Farewell. So there's an old guy who says he can talk to animals and he's your best friend, little boy. Maybe we should talk to your parents about this. Is this a shop? Seems like it. Ah, where the winds blow, travelers seek shelter and supplies, mayhap. Good day, and cheer to you, sir. My name's Girth. Girth. I tell by the cut of your clothes and your bearing that you are a visitor, fresh to Kuldahar. Is there something you wish to purchase? What is this place? This is my shop, friend. I supply caravans in the shade of the great oak. The shop was my father's and my father's before him. Shouldn't that be my father's father before him? And it dates almost 3 generations back, if you can believe it. Like many of the places in Kuldahar and the surrounding lands, there is much history to be found if one digs deep enough. Are you a historian? Nay, I won't go so far as to say that. I dabble in time's passage, perhaps, but it is not a full-time occupation, merely a hobby. I do enjoy learning more of the past and examining trinkets from around the area. I've quite a collection, a little museum of sorts. Some call it junk, but me, I just like to call them treasures. What sort of things do you collect? Keys, notes, books on the region. If you happen to come across any on your travels, I'll pay a fair sum. Okay. Very well. May I see what you have for sale? Okay, so let's sell some stuff to him. He's only taking the shields, but I think there's a blacksmith in town, so at least that should be good. Okay. Do you have anything interesting? Mummy's tea. Priests of Horus Ray in far off Mulorand were the first to create this life-saving potion. A foul-smelling brew, it is made by boiling used mummy wrappings along with naturally desiccated animal remains. The resulting tea can then be consumed to neutralize the effects of disease and certain afflictions. Cause blindness, deafness and disease. Some jewelry. Bracers. What do bracers do? That doesn't seem to do anything. History of the North 1 and 2. Lyre of Progression. Bardic Horn of Valhalla. But that's about it. Also, I didn't sell all of your shields. Okay. Ah, and he can identify stuff. Good to know.
Aye, ready. Easy as goblin pie.
And apparently we can
Right
sell him like quest items or something like that. Okay, let's talk to this Arundel, or however he's called. Okay, so here's 3 stones. Townsperson. Maybe it's this door here.
welcome.
Hi.
I've been expecting you for some time now.
Expecting us? How is that possible? We've only just recently arrived in town.
Yes, well, bad news travels upon swift wings in these mountains. I know about your expedition from Easthaven. I know why you are here, for it was I who sent for you.
Ah, you must be Arundel.
Yes, I am Arundel.
Arundel,
Known
sorry.
to some as the Archdruid of Kuldahar. Though I invite you to dispense with the formalities and just call me Arundel, plain and simple. Titles tend only to serve one's own vanity and aren't really of much use in this small mountain community.
I see. So you're an Archdruid, huh? And I assume you can tell what's going on around here?
Yes. It was I who sent Hallister to Easthaven for help. His death weighs heavily upon my conscience. For not only was he a student of mine, but he was also a friend and trusted companion. He will be missed, as will Hrothgar and the other members of your expedition.
So you knew about the avalanche?
Oh yes, I know. I also know that it was no accident. Someone or something did not want your party to reach Kuldahar alive.
Tell me, Arundel, what does trouble this town?
There are malevolent forces at work in these mountains. Forces that seek to undermine the delicate balance we druids have struggled to preserve for centuries.
I mean... malevolent forces? Can I get a bit more specific, maybe?
Oh, would that I could. The face of the evil remains hidden, but its presence is unmistakable. All about us, there are signs of its damaging influence on the balance. The unnatural weather, the recent rash of abductions, the numerous monster sightings in the pass.
I mean, abductions.
These all point towards something sinister. Even the animals sense something is amiss.
Can you tell me more about those disturbances?
I can only tell you of what little I know. Which disturbances would you have me speak of?
Which disturbances would you have me speak of is maybe one of the most choose an option now thing to say ever. Like nobody would say that. Okay, tell me of the unnatural weather first, because that seems to be the least problematic thing.
Oh, the weather in these mountains has always been harsh, but never like this. Fierce storms ravage the valley without warning, often lasting for several days at a time, before vanishing as quickly as they come.
I mean, weather in the mountain changes quickly, so...
It is barely midway into leafall, and yet the pass to the south has been snowed in entirely. Weather such as this is most unnatural. Nature presents itself in cycles that are predictable by those who know what to look for.
Okay.
I can only tell you
What about
of
those
what little I
monster
know.
sightings?
As I'm sure you have noticed by now, there seems to be quite a few goblins about.
Yeah, true.
It is not usual to see so many of their kind roaming the mountains so late in the year. It is almost as something has drawn them out of their holes, like carrion birds drawn to the scent of death.
Or maybe something's threatening them to come out. Could also be.
As if the goblins weren't enough, several giants have been spotted moving through the pass in groups as large as 10.
Yes, I saw those. They throw boulders and cause avalanches. Really, really hurts.
That many giants traveling together in such numbers indicates they are organized and are acting with a singular purpose.
That's not good.
I have watched their activities closely. Their tracks trace a deliberate pattern through the mountains, almost as if they were on patrol.
You tracked those okay.
Another thing. While I was out scouting the giants, I discovered other sets of tracks. Tracks I have never encountered before. What manner of beast made them? I could not say.
Probably like a snowman, snowman thing. Yeah, probably Yeti. But yeah, so it's one thing if it's groups of frost giants, because they do tend to form clans and families and stuff like that. But if it's a mixed set of giants, those guys really don't like each other. Like there was a natural order and hierarchy to them long time ago, but that broke after they lost the wars to the dragons. So mixed groups of giants moving together, not good. Very much not good.
I
What
can
else?
only
Ah,
tell
yeah.
you of what... Oh, yes. Terrible, terrible. At first, there were tales told by travelers of companions disappearing into the night, snatched up from their bedrolls as they camped along the narrow trail that winds through the pass.
I mean, that's not nothing. That's nothing too special.
We did not think much of these tales, for such occurrences are not unheard of in
Something
these
goes
mountains.
piss in the night and then just trips and falls down the mountain.
Then one night, Conman's boy Sheemish went missing. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished, without a trace.
Tevan ghost stories? I mean, if a boy goes missing right out of his house, that's really strange.
The boy was just the first. Several nights later,
Oh.
another disappeared. Megan Potts, the local midwife. Her husband Khalil was grief-stricken to the point of madness. With barely a word to anyone, he snatched up his sword and marched off into the darkness after
Okay,
his wife.
how did he know in which direction
No
to go?
one has heard from him since. And now, the abductions are occurring more frequently. Iden, the old innkeeper from the Evening Shade, was taken only 3 days ago.
Okay, that's a lot. So, well, maybe let's go back to a more fun topic. Let's talk about balance.
The balance. It is what the druids of Kuldahar hold sacred and have worked to preserve for generations. It is all around us. It is us.
Is us. Talking about the force.
Balance is the harmony that is achieved when man and nature learn to coexist, no longer contending with one another, but coming together as two parts of a whole.
Alright, coming together. Really take this nature thing seriously. Don't think Misrif will say it like that. What can you tell me about the druids of Kuldahar? Yeah, that seems interesting.
Balance is the belief that this town is built upon, the very reason for its existence. Druids of Sylvanas, the Oak Father, have tended this shrine since the beginning. For hundreds of years, we have striven to achieve the ideal balance between man and nature.
What he is basically telling us is that he's neutral.
When settlers finally came to this pass, it was the Archdruid Tolban, my predecessor, who laid the foundation for the relationship that led to the birth of this community.
I see. What shrine are you talking about?
The Great Oak, the massive tree that stands above us, around us. It is a holy shrine to Sylvanas, for it was he who planted its seed when Faerun was first born. It is a testament to the raw power of nature, a monument to its ability to thrive in the face of adversity. Thanks
So
to
the fuck of
Tolban,
tree.
the great oak we druids called the Kuldahar, and the town that has come to be known by the same name, have together become a monument of even greater significance. A monument to the balance.
Okay, who is this Tolban guy you keep on about?
Tolban was the catalyst for the transformation of the shrine from a sacred grove to a thriving community in which man and nature exist as one. At first, settlers were kept away from the site. The druids of old saw outsiders as an affront to the sanctity of the tree and its sphere of benign influence.
Interesting.
They erected thorny brambles to keep intruders out, and used their powers to frighten away the men and women that came to build homes in a place they felt was obviously so close to the gods. It wasn't until the succession of Archdruid Tolban that things changed. Unlike his predecessors, he believed that the settlement of the valley was not only inevitable, but it was actually the will of Sylvanas. He also believed that we had been wrong in keeping the settlers away, and that the Oak Father had intended people to share in the miracle of the Great Oak from the beginning. When Tolban finally
So
became
he was a
Archdruid,
populist.
he formed a plan to fulfill the destiny of this sacred site by bringing about a union between the Great Oak Shrine and the settlers.
Okay.
It was this union that the Archdruid Tolban believed would achieve the harmony that we had been striving for generations. The harmony between man and nature.
You mean the balance?
As it stands, Kuldahar is a monument to this vision. The tree and town exist in a natural symbiosis, where it is next to impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. But now, the balance is threatened.
Okay, but what exactly should we do about this? I mean, there's like 3 big issues. There's people vanishing, the weather's crazy. I can't control the weather, at least not yet. There's also monsters. I mean, with the monsters we can deal. Maybe we can help you with the vanished people, but it's not gonna be easy.
I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed.
Okay.
The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede.
That's not good. That's the thing that keeps you all guys alive.
We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power.
That's why the
If we do not
goblins
take action soon,
could get back.
I am afraid
Okay.
that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether.
Yeah, that
Both the
sounds
great
not
oak
good.
and the town, nestled within its roots, will die. This must not happen. We need your help.
What? Help you? I don't think so. No. Very well. Together we shall root out this evil that threatens this town. What must we do?
I suggest you begin by investigating the Vale of Shadows. It is a place not
Vale of
far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place.
You've got a place next to you called the Vale of Shadows. And you're wondering why there's disturbances.
There are a number of ancient crypts
With a
hidden
bunch
within
of
the
ancient
shadows
crypts?
of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
emerging
sounds
from
like an
their
issue.
dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well.
You think that whatever causes a bunch of undead to get out of here... a bunch of undead are standing up in the crypts that lie in the Vale of Shadows that's directly next to a settlement. Think you are right with the idea that maybe that's an issue.
Go to the Vale of Shadows. Learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
Yeah, but before we go there, we're gonna grind on some goblins, because I'm not going there so
Not a problem.
on level 2.
Not a problem.
I mean, I wiped my party there once when I was level 3 or 4, so I've played at least some bit of this game before, until about the Vale of Shadows, so that's then where my knowledge of this game ends. Let's have a look around the tree a bit. Is this the shrine he was talking about? Evening Shade Shrine. Seems like it.
Watch me go.